To clear every doubt you've had about college and corporate life, I went to Bangalore, India's Silicon Valley. Met alumni, asked the real questions. 5-episode series with 5 unique journeys. No filters.
मैं तो बता दूंगा बट आप पॉडकास्ट में डाल नहीं पाओगे ना.
This is College to Corporate podcast series.
So welcome to episode number 4 of the alumni podcast series, and today we have with us Pranshu Agrawal. So he graduated in the year 2022 from electronics. So he's currently working at AEREO, right? So what's AEREO and what you do, everything about you, and what's all the requirement, what's your daily task, kind of just explain it to them and me.
So AEREO is an end-to-end drone mapping solution where we provide Earth observation solutions to the different customers. One major project that we took up recently was this Swamitva, as you might have heard of. It was led by the central government where we were mapping the agricultural fields and the rural lands across the country. Apart from that, we have many mining projects both in India and we are expanding abroad as well, where we are trying to provide analytics which are very difficult to procure from other traditional mechanism, both in terms of cost efficiency as well as in terms of time efficiency.
Okay.
My role there is in the UAV department. Specifically, I am a UAV systems engineer, where I work on the R&D of the drones.
So do you think that college education is helping you right now, what you are doing in actual, right? What parts of college education is helping you right now, basically? So is it some programming skills you learned or core subjects that is helping you in day-to-day life currently?
So before that, let me brief you a bit about my role specifically as a systems engineer. So UAVs are a very complex system. They are known as a system of systems. That means many different systems interact with each other to form the UAV.
Okay.
So my role is a systems engineer, which means I am a jack of all trades, where I interact with all of those subsystems and the specialist engineering verticals regarding them, and provide a more holistic picture regarding the system of the UAV. So my role involves all the aspects: mechanical, electronic, software, embedded, and my work is to know about all of them and see how they work together in tandem to make the UAV fly as it's intended to. So in that sense, I require the knowledge of all of those domains. And the college education really provides that foundational knowledge on which all these systems can be built.
Okay. कब आपको लगा कि okay मैं इस चीज़ के लिए बना हूँ? Like you worked with UAS Society, right? So what was your role there? और ये कब चालू हुआ कि robotics के related and all stuff इन सब से related आपके लिए कब चालू हुआ कि हाँ मुझे यही करना है?
I was always interested in aviation as a field. So when I heard about the drone team in the college, it was a no-brainer that I was supposed to join it. I even skipped preparing for one of the quizzes just to prepare for the entrance exam of that team. Within the team, my role was similar to my role here.
Okay.
Specifically, I led the hardware and autopilot sub-teams. We again built a drone which we flew in the AUVSI SWAS competition 2019. We won the 6th rank globally, and my role was to integrate all of the subsystems together. I was also the chief pilot and did the tuning aspects of it.
Okay, so for preparatory students who are intrigued by this robotics and drones, so what practical advice would you give them? So like what should they focus on learning now to follow your footsteps?
First of all, I'm flattered by the question. But regarding what to follow for drones in general, robotic drones in specific, robotics in general, really it's a very broad industry in the sense that it requires many different skill sets to work together. As a IIIT student, you can go into the software aspects of it in terms of embedded software. You can go into the electronics aspects of it to build how the systems interact with each other. And you can also go into the traditional computer science aspects of it in terms of development of interfaces for the user. Apart from that, there are many machine learning and computer vision sort of initiatives which are now being taken up. Edge ML is a very interesting field that students from IIIT can get into.
This is the time when first year students are like admission ले रहे हैं and all those stuff. So इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स ले लेते हैं बट दे आर लाइक नहीं मैं कोडिंग ही करूँगा, राइट? क्योंकि उनको लगता है कि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में इतना कुछ फ्यूचर नहीं है. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि फ्यूचर है मतलब क्या अभी जॉब्स मिल रही हैं इस एरिया में, या फिर सिर्फ जस्ट कोडिंग ही है जो मतलब फ्यूचर है, एआई मतलब जॉब आ चुका है, या फिर नहीं मतलब उसका एआई जो है जो आप काम कर रहे हो एआई वो नहीं कर पाएगा, सो इट्स सेफ? क्या आप बताना चाहोगे फर्स्ट उसको और दैट?
I would refer you to the largest company by market cap currently in the world, NVIDIA, which is a core electronics company.
Yeah.
So that is one aspect, but apart from that, there are many aspects in which electronics are playing a more and more important role. IoT is one of them. Many different industries are using them. And what coding cannot achieve by itself is industrial automation, which is a very important field going forward, especially in the more hazardous industries or the ones requiring more laborious inputs. So electronics itself is a very wide field. For VLSI recently, the government also has taken many initiatives to boost VLSI education, as well as for fabrication of VLSI chips within India. It's certainly a rapidly growing industry, and if you're interested in coding, that's one industry to look for. But in terms of jobs, I think electronics is also a very good option going forward.
Okay, so like when first years come, right, they get a sudden feeling of freedom, right? They get distracted and all those stuff. So what advice would you like to give them कि अच्छा ये करना चाहिए, ये नहीं करना चाहिए, or like how should it be? What should they keep in mind when coming to college कि अच्छा इतने लेवल तक एक बाउंड्री सेट कर लेते हैं, बट उसके बाद फिर इतना ये है?
I think college is a time where you actually break down those boundaries that you have built for yourself and explore all kinds of different avenues, be it academic, be it non-academic, be it hobbies, be it interaction with different people. You get to meet people from different backgrounds, people who are great at different things, and IIITD in particular provides an environment where there are people who are absolutely crazy good in some particular aspects. So it's a very good environment you are in. Break those boundaries, break any inhibitions that you might have in mind, and make the best out of it.
Okay, so imagine you get a chance to restart your college, right? And you are a first year student. So looking back at your college years, is there anything you would have done differently, and any lessons learned that you wish you knew earlier?
I am a strong believer in the butterfly effect, so I would not change a thing. But in terms of what I wish could have been changed, perhaps COVID years. So the last 2 years, the third and fourth year, were all online for us. I would like to have spent a bit more time in campus.
Yeah, it hurts. Okay, so technology keeps changing, right? First, let's rewind. First it was peasants and slaves, then technology came, industry level, then tech area, right? Now AI is coming. So what skills or tools should current students focus on?
Right now all the industries are growing quite rapidly, and one thing which is I feel common between all of them is data aspects. So there is a greater emphasis on data, be it from the government side, be it from the private industry side, and that is a domain which is going across industries. So that is one skill which you can acquire to have an impact in basically any industry that you're targeting, be it pure software, electronics, or even non-technical aspects such as marketing and management. Would really value someone who is good with data and who can churn those numbers into something actionable.
Okay, so looking back, how did you manage your academics with campus life? So do you have any regrets or things you do differently? Attending classes, time management, class जाना नहीं जाना, मतलब क्या ऐसा you would do different?
I used to have a very high attendance percentage, definitely more than 95%. I avoided skipping college at all because I did not have anything better to do, and it also built a sort of a routine, a sort of a discipline where it's difficult to catch up once the deadlines come closer. But if you have that routine of going to the classes regularly, of solving the assignments regularly, attending quizzes, preparing for them, that itself prepares you gradually, so you do not have that burden all at once. So I am a firm believer in attending those classes. Also the professors that we have at IIITD are pretty great, and they are some of the best people in the world in their specific domain. So I would advise taking all the knowledge that you can.
Okay, so talking about consistency, 90% of students, they skip classes. They think that okay, just before exam I'm gonna like upload the PDF into AI ChatGPT and I will ask it, so just give me summarization of this PDF. मैं वो करके चला जाऊँगा और मैं बस फोड़ के आ जाऊँगा. But they are not learning the basics, no, that core. मतलब कोई वेबसाइट भी बना रहा है या कोई कुछ भी कर रहा है तो उसमें कुछ भी एरर आ जाता है, जिसको स्क्रीनशॉट लेके they put it on the ChatGPT. वो एरर क्या है क्या वो भी नहीं समझ रहे हैं. अच्छा ये कोड इसने कॉपी किया, I'm just pasting it back. So what do you think about this whole happening? क्योंकि AI बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग चीज़ है जो आ गई है अचानक से, राइट? और पीपल स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट एबल टू, नॉट जस्ट स्टूडेंट्स, एनीबडी इज़ नॉट एबल टू हैंडल इट कि उसका यूसेज क्या है, क्या मिसयूज है, क्या नहीं है. तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक मतलब इस चीज़ के बारे में? हाउ शुड दे यूज़ इट एंड कहाँ पे यूज़ करना है, कहाँ पे नहीं करना है?
AI is definitely a very, very useful tool, and it can really broaden your horizons in the terms of what might be very difficult or might be inaccessible is now much more accessible. Internet did it in one phase, but AI has really brought it to the masses because it can take the things at different levels. You can explain the same concept for a 5-year-old as well as for a PhD candidate, but ultimately it's a tool. So you need to know its limitations, and the basics never go anywhere. The AI itself is built on certain training data which might have its biases, but what you bring to the industry is something new, something that has not been done yet. That is why you are being brought and you are being asked to do that. So it will definitely not be better than someone who has a great conceptual understanding and who's actually working hands-on to it by applying their own understanding on.
So maybe AI is more like an efficient tool, right?
Correct.
It increases efficiency and it just मतलब रिपीटेड टास्क जो है उसको कम कर देता है, राइट? वहाँ तक है, बट जो कोर चीज़ है, जो न्यू आइडिएशन वाला पार्ट है, obviously it can't do, right? For that you need to have clear concepts of the basics.
Definitely. Also, all its responses are based on prompts.
Yeah.
And in prompts you can only capture so much. You cannot capture experience. You cannot capture, let's say, things like what the user would perceive about a particular thing. So in all of that, the human discretion does come into the picture.
Okay, let's go to your first day at Bangalore. Say, okay, what surprised you about workplace expectation? What were your expectations, and what is the reality? So, like, we would like to know about it. How was your first day?
For the first day, or
like whole Bangalore, shift from Delhi to Bangalore, from classroom to corporate life.
it was a very interesting shift. Till then, I was just a student. This was my first job. However, I had worked on UAV technologies a bit, so I had that practical interaction with the UAV. What changed in industry is the scale at which we operate. In college, we had just 1 or 2 drones in which we flew one drone at once. Here we have a fleet. There are many different drones operating in many different environments, and we have to work to solve all of them. So it's a much broader problem set. The problem here is of scalability and of longevity as compared to just getting it to work in college.
Okay, so talking about placements, internship, what advice would you like to give to the third years and fourth years? Like, how should they approach it? And also BTPs also happen, right? IPs, BTPs. Are they important? Are they relevant? Or like, are they just a checkbox or something like that?
They're not just a checkbox. So first of all, a disclaimer, I did not do any internships, and I did not do any BTPs during my college days. So it's definitely not a checkbox which is required to be checked. But if you are specifically interested in pursuing a certain project, if you have found a problem statement that you're interested in solving, it's definitely a good idea to solve it in the form of a BTP, because in that sense you get the credits and you get the advice of the professors as well.
Too.
With respect to internships, again, I have not done it, and to your previous question, that is one thing I would perhaps want to change a bit. I do want to have that internship experience, but definitely it's advisable to have an internship sometime, and it doesn't really matter the industry in which you are interning as much as having an internship, because irrespective of the industry you're going in, you're going to learn about how the corporate world actually works, and that itself is an experience which is transferable to any industry that you later move on to.
Any advice for fourth years who are preparing for placements, and also they have to handle the academic pressure along? So what advice would you like to give कि अच्छा ऐसा करो, ऐसा नहीं करो? How to handle academic with placements?
you need to build a balance between the two. Academics are important, so it is advisable that in the semester you are preparing for placements, you take courses which are relatively lower effort for you personally. That would help a bit. Apart from that, a lot of things that are asked in the placements are some things you have already learned in your first, second, third year. So the advice to the first and second years in particular would be to have a really good grasp at your basics, and for the third and fourth years to revise those basics and have a strong hold on the basics. Everything else can be built upon on top of it.
Okay. So beyond coding and like technical skills, what non-technical skills have been crucial in your work? So, and how did you develop them? Like, did the college activities and like you mentioned about, so we would like to know about how you got those non-technical skills.
In terms of non-technical skills, teamwork and communication I would rate as the highest. In industry, it's never a one-man show unless it's a one-man company, which is generally not the case. Even if you're a founder, you have to work with different people. You have to work with the clients, you have to work with your resources. So it's all about communication and how you put yourself and how you are able to work with the other people. So these skills were developed quite a bit in college in terms of group projects, in terms of the UAV team itself again, which operated in many ways like a much smaller version of what we do in the industry, in the sense that we had different subsystems and there were people working specifically on those subsystems, while some people like myself were working on the integration of all those subsystems to enable them to work in tandem together.
Okay, so how did college help you in developing these skills? Like any events you worked in, like as a volunteer or as a team lead? Let us know about it.
Sure. So college helped in two ways. In terms of academics, a lot of the projects were group projects where we had to interact with the other groups. Initially, I was a bit hesitant with those. I had some sort of a friction. But gradually I realized the importance, because that can help us scale. If you do something alone, you can only do so much, but if there are many people working together, you can build a much bigger project than what you could have done alone. Apart from that, in the non-technical aspects again, I did participate in many extracurricular activities. For instance, I was involved in both SCA and in Odyssey as a part of organizing team as well as a volunteer. So that again helped in building those non-technical skills and in delivering projects of a different kind, delivering events, we can say, at a scalable level.
Okay, so I think एक ये भी चीज़ होती है कि some students they have a lot of knowledge about what they are doing and studying, but वो बता नहीं पाते हैं अच्छे से, वो कहीं ना कहीं hesitant हो जाते हैं या इतनी अच्छी communication skills नहीं होती है. And for example, mentioning my roommate, he has a good knowledge about all the concepts, वो हमेशा DSA करता रहता है, lead code and all those stuffs. बट जब उसको मैं बोलता हूँ कि अच्छा गो एंड टॉक है ना, उसको समझा मुझे, या फिर कोई पब्लिक प्लेस अगर आ जाता है, जैसे हमने सोशोलॉजी का एक कोर्स ले लिया था इस लास्ट सेम, ठीक है, एंड उसमें द टीचर आस्क्ड हिम एंड वो कुछ बोल ही नहीं पाया, उसको चीज़ें पता थी, स्टिल ही वाज नॉट एबल टू से. तो मैं उसको बोलता हूँ कि स्टार्ट बोलना तो चालू करेगा तभी तो और फिर तू ये सोचा कि नहीं तू कहीं ना कहीं सीख जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं होने वाला. फिर इंटरव्यू का जब टाइम आएगा वहाँ पे फिर तू वो बन जाएगा, वो चतुर्लिंगम टाइप थिंग, जस्ट अ मशीन. ठीक है, तो मतलब ये भी चीज़ आई थिंक इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू डेवलप दी स्किल्स. ये कहीं ना कहीं आपका कैरेक्टर डेवलप तो करती हैं, आई गेस, राइट? व्हाट्स योर व्यू ऑन दिस?
Definitely. And to people who are a bit hesitant, I would say I was also that way during my college days. Looking back, I would just have this one advice, that college is a temporary phase. You're going to grow out of it, and the amount that you think that people think about you and the people judge you is definitely a huge exaggeration. You just need to be yourself. You need to do what you think is best to do and just go for it. There are many people who thought that who just got over this apprehension of building startups, let's say, of building their own blogging channels. They had faced some mockery in the initial times, but now they have been quite successful in what they have done.
Okay, so let's suppose some other parallel universe, right? And there मतलब कोई भी फील्ड, जस्ट टेक्निकल फील्ड कुछ हो, या मे बी टेक्निकल फील्ड, आई डोंट नो, अगर कुछ और ऑप्शन होता ये इसके अलावा कुछ और करने का, तो क्या कर रहे होते कि अभी आप?
Probably would have gone into diplomacy. I did try for that, but didn't get through.
ओके, सो मतलब क्या 5 साल बाद हम आपको उस फील्ड में देख रहे होंगे ऐसा कुछ, आफ्टर 5 years or 10 years?
Who knows?
Okay, so I think that's it. Good session with Pranshu here, and thanks for inviting me here. Well, I'm the host, but he's hosting me. But it was a good session. I hope students got some insight from here, and कुछ गलतियाँ जो सब करते हैं, आप लोग के एक्सपीरियंस से हमें कुछ सीखने को मिले, एंड वो ये गलती ना करें. So, yep, that's it. Thank you.
Definitely great interacting with you.
Thank you.
Adam.
Let's suppose any other universe or parallel universe, right? And you are not a technical person. So what would you do? मतलब वहाँ पे नमन भैया क्या कर रहे होंगे उस यूनिवर्स में?
शायद पायलट बन जाना, पता नहीं.
पायलट? ओह, शायद उड़ना चाहता हूँ.